This week in Jamaica Now, finally, the Mario Deane trial has started almost 11 years after his controversial death in a St. James police lockup. Jamaica recorded 47 murders in February, the lowest for a month since the start of the century. The Prime Minister has a caution for women.
You have the power to help in this change.
Government pledges tougher penalties after vandals cripple FLOW and Digicel's internet systems. And a music video with a 15-year-old high schooler has provoked concerns. Why? I'm Jovan Johnson, and this is Jamaica Now. Mario Deane's mother, Mercia Fraser, delivered harrowing testimony to start the trial of 3 police officers charged with her son's death almost 11 years ago. She described the battered and unresponsive state of her son after a brutal beating at the Barnett Street police station in St. James in 2014. Ms. Fraser recounted finding him at the Cornwall Regional Hospital with swollen features, dark marks and life support equipment strapped to his body. The trial, now underway in Westmoreland after years of delays, seeks to determine if Corporal Elaine Stewart and Constables Juliana Cleven and Marlon Grant bear responsibility for Mr. Deane's death. Ms. Fraser spoke with the Gleaner on Monday after the 7-member jury was empaneled for the trial to start on Tuesday.
Honestly, I look forward to this day with a lot of hesitancy, nervousness, and a whole lot of things, because I don't know what's going on. I was wondering if it's going to be like Montego Bay, but today I am here and I feel a little more relief after 10.5 years, a little more relief that somewhere I say just I saw more jurors than we really need, and it feels good.
However, there was a further delay after one of the jurors failed to turn up on Tuesday, pushing the case to Thursday. It's alleged that the 3 cops were on duty at the Barnett Street lockup on August 3, 2014, at the time when Mr. Deane was reportedly beaten while in custody. Mr. Deane, who was 31 years old, had reportedly been arrested and placed in custody earlier that day for possession of a small amount of ganja. It's also alleged that Stewart, the senior cop on duty, ordered the cleaning of the cell where the beating took place before investigators from the Independent Commission of Investigations arrived. Dantay Brooks, the son of dancehall artiste Mavado, was freed on Friday after the Court of Appeal overturned his conviction for the 2018 murder of Lorenzo Thomas. His co-accused, Andre Hines, has also been freed. Mr. Brooks was represented by attorney Hugh Wildman, while Mr. Hines was represented by attorneys Oswest Senior Smith and Kemar Robinson. The Court of Appeal said the trial judge did not properly address the concerns about identification and inconsistencies from the main witness. Both men were convicted in 2021 and sentenced to life in prison for the brutal killing of Lorenzo Thomas in Cassava P, St. Andrew. Prosecutors had argued that Mr. Brooks and Mr. Hines were among 5 men who stormed Mr. Thomas's home, shot him and attempted to behead him before setting the house and his body on fire. The case relied heavily on eyewitness testimony from Mr. Thomas's father, who identified his son's attackers. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has urged women to talk to their sons and family members who are involved in crime. He was speaking Tuesday at a special post-cabinet news briefing to mark International Women's Day, which is celebrated globally on March 8. The Prime Minister noted that men are the primary victims of crimes and the main perpetrators.
Too many of our mothers are crying because their sons have either been taken away by violence or they have become part of the problem. And this must stop. And our women, you have the power to help in this change. Mothers, you are your sons' first teachers. You shape their values, their attitudes, and their understanding of right and wrong. I urge you, talk to your sons. Talk to them. Put away the belt for now. Reason with them. It's too late when they are staring down the barrel of a gun for you to do anything to help them. And if you know your son, your nephew, your boyfriend is involved in a gang or criminality, just pick up the phone, or when you see them in a moment, talk to them. Plant the seed in their head that they should turn away from this life.
And the Prime Minister said his administration has changed the risk-reward function of crime.
For those criminals who believe that the reward for crime is still greater than the risk of crime, you are making a mistake.
Dr. Holness's comments came amid concerns by at least one human rights lobby group about the sharp increase this year in the number of police fatal shootings. Meanwhile, Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon disclosed that for the month of February 2025, Jamaica recorded the lowest number of murders in a month since the year 2000. She said 47 homicides were reported in February. She added that murders are down 35% from the start of the year for January and February, compared with the figure for the first 2 months of last year. A controversial music video featuring a schoolboy and explicit content has sparked outrage, with children's advocacy group Hear the Children's Cry calling for its removal and an urgent investigation. The video, titled Respect by 15-year-old Leary, depicts inappropriate interactions between minors and an adult and has racked up over 1 million views. Portions of the video were filmed at the boys' high school in St. Anne. The child rights group warns it may violate child protection laws, while others have praised the boy's talent. The producer defends the video as artistic expression, but some critics say it highlights moral decay. The authorities are now reviewing the concerns. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC has slashed fuel theft losses by approximately $26.8 million per month following a major crackdown at its Spanish Town depot. At a news conference on Tuesday, Transport Minister Daryl Vaz indicated that before the intervention, fuel theft at the depot was on track to cost taxpayers up to $322 million annually. However, joint operations with the police in January resulted in arrests, fuel seizures and a sharp decline in theft. Comparative data shows that in February, the depot received just 3 tanker loads of ultra-low sulfur diesel, down from 8 in December, resulting in savings of $31.4 million. Mr. Vaz credited the success to intelligence gathering, increased police presence and stricter dispatch procedures. He also noted that half of the working JUTC fleet now runs on compressed natural gas and rechargeable batteries, further reducing fuel costs. The Jamaica Labour Party JLP Secretariat has recommended former Kingston Mayor Delroy Williams as its candidate for Clarendon Central, securing a safe seat for a key ally of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. The move ends speculation over veteran MP Mike Henry's replacement. Mr. Henry had endorsed Maypen Mayor Joel Williams. In a statement on Tuesday, the JLP Secretariat said Delroy Williams was the sole applicant and had widespread support. However, supporters of Mr. Joel Williams have cried foul, accusing party leaders of disregarding local interests. The issue has highlighted lingering internal divisions as the JLP scrambles to finalize candidates before elections due by September. Concerns still linger over St. Andrew North Central, Clarendon North Western, Manchester North Western and Manchester Southern. Telecommunications Minister Daryl Vaz has pledged swift legislative action to combat theft and vandalism targeting Jamaica's telecom infrastructure. His statement follows Tuesday's fibre cable sabotage that crippled FLOW and Digicel networks, disrupting internet access to thousands of residential and business customers. Mr. Vaz told the Gleaner that it's troubling that the networks of the country's 2 main providers were hit simultaneously. He said a proposed law with harsher fines and prison terms has been drafted and will soon be tabled in the Parliament. FLOW and Digicel jointly condemned what they call the senseless vandalism, calling for public support to safeguard critical infrastructure. Digicel CEO Stephen Murad described the attack as reckless and harmful to nation building, while FLOW's Stephen Price urged collaboration to prevent future incidents. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner, and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notification, and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson.